All right, what's up, everybody? It is I was attempting to get this video out yesterday. Um, Unfortunately, I was very sick. That um preschool stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and cover everything. We right now at this point, this video live, this probably is going to be like a video that's going to last a little bit longer in time, but also it's very timely at the moment for anybody who's paying attention. Okay. Reason being, the market is let's just kind of take the temperature of where we are in the market right now. The Bitcoin ETF was released last week, started trading 8 days ago now, so this being Friday. And pretty much it's just been straight down ever since. I'll get into some analysis on that right away. Okay, there we are. So I'm going to share my screen here. And what we're looking at is my 12-hour charts of, well, currently looking at Solana. So we're going to start, let's take a big picture view. In October of 2023, Bitcoin fired the bull market time to get in signal. Yes, you could have bought it 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, 30,000 way before that signal. And to be fair, we did. I started getting long in September myself down in this area over here. I traded some over here as well, but the official signal was here. And this box right now just represents the current high and the previous bull market high. There's a void there of $20,000. So we went from 25,000 to 50,000 in here. And this spike right here, each candle is a 2-week. This spike right here was the ETF. This was the run up into the ETF into the end of the year, but mostly it was 40,000 to 50,000, 41,000 to 49,000 that represented the ETF runoff. Okay. Now, a lot of people are calling for this to be the top due to the ETF being released, because in 2021, the top was when Coinbase IPO'd. And in 2017, the top was when the CME futures started trading. So a lot of people are of that mindset. Personally, I could care less. But what I see is that we are still in the phase, and we have about how many 40 weeks to go. Is that right? I believe it's not 40. It is 60, about 60 weeks to go from the entry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 12, maybe about 40 weeks to go. I think longer. It could, well, that's just this signal, by the way, because you can see where this ends over here. There was a second phase to that bull market. When Bitcoin topped here, this became altcoin market, and it really, really did amazing things. I'm not saying that that's exactly, we're going to trade like that. It's just the cycle is Bitcoin rips, and then when people make a bunch of money and they get crazy, they look to sell those rips and put their money into cheaper things of very crazy value. And that's pretty much the that's pretty much the move. So we're still well within the move. I would say, if you're interested and worried about like what could be, today's video is mostly about a structure of buying dips. Or now the system does not, I'm not here to buy dips. I'm here to buy breakouts and trends. That's how I trade momentum. However, when there are opportunities and I have free capital available, I will absolutely add to my momentum positions, especially because the momentum indicator gets in early and stays in for a long time. So you can tinker with it. And I'll show you how we're going to do it. But on this, I would say using Fibonacci levels. And the reason I like Fibonacci is because it's not magic. It might be magic. I don't know. But everybody uses it. And so if enough people use it, it makes it it makes it happen. Right? If enough people are using it, then it's kind of that self-fulfilling prophecy of it. And so that's why I like to use that. It's a structured place to buy on pullbacks, because if it's going to pull back, then you're going to have a pile of orders at these different levels. We'll see if Bitcoin even does it. Now, also keep in mind, every cycle since 2014 that I've traded, 2013 kind of, actually it was 2013. Yeah, 2013, every cycle that I've actually traded, I kind of participated a little bit prior to that, but I don't actually count that because there was like no exchanges. It was mostly just kind of like, hey, mine some coins on your laptop or something. But when I started trading crypto in 2013, I discovered it was a ridiculous market to trade. We are quite proud of our momentum, and the same way that the crypto will give you 100% gains in an hour or two can happen. You can have a 50% pullback that feels like the world's ending, and have it just be normal part of the bull market. So it's a different type of mentality you have to do. So don't just go and apply your traditional market thinking to trading this market. It helps to use a lot of that stuff for sure. But if you're expecting to get 20 to 50%, short-term gains that you can, count on a daily basis or a weekly basis, then you should also expect the inverse to be true. Just like if you were to get a 1.5% up move on NASDAQ, you would probably expect a 1.5% down move to be common as well. So same sort of thing here. If you're getting 20% moves on the upside, you should expect, the same. So this move right here for 2-week period was 16%, 6.79, 6.85. This one, and that I'm just talking the peak. I'm not open to close. I'm not talking to the range there. This one, for example, was 41,000 to 49,000. So 8,000 points. So that's a 20% move in a 2-week period from the low to the high. And it looks like we just started a new candle to 3 days ago. So it's a 2-week candle. Okay. So first things first, big picture, nothing has changed. We're still in the bull market, and it's still, we're still 6 weeks into a 60-week, 6 to 8 weeks into a 60-ish week cycle. So we're 1/10 of the way through. And yes, it's lovely to catch the like super bottom and sell the super top, but we're not here for that. We're here to catch when the momentum's going, and then kind of step out or wait while the momentum gets absorbed. So just to put our mind around where we've been, when I started trading the system in September over here, Bitcoin was somewhere around 25,000. It's 100% move. It's gone 100% higher since I started. My account, however, went, let me do the math real quick. Over 12 times higher. So not 100%, but 1,200%, maybe 1,100%, somewhere around there in that period of time. And since then, let me do the math again. I've given back 400% of that 1,200% gain. Or a better way to say it, instead of being up 1,200%, I'm only up 800% right now. So That's as of today. Right now, give or take. Actually, that was at the bottoms this morning when I took a look at my account balance. I don't know what it is at the current moment, but basically around 10x from less than 10x. It's probably about 10x right now. From September entry. So you have to expect a pullback. You have to expect that to take time. So if you had $1,000 and you took it to $12,000 and you're sitting at $8,000 now, that's not that big a deal. Just remember where you were. Now, if you bought this, you put in whatever 50,000 at $60,000 on Bitcoin, and it went down all the way to 15,000. So your $50,000 account went down to, let's call it $10,000. And now you're back up to 35,000. You're not feeling it as much as if you started over here, right? I get it. And that's the point. Like I don't know where you were when you bought over here, if you did mentally, but right now, if you're doing it right here, that's the equivalent of buying. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 bars away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Bitcoin, you are currently, if we're mapping the previous bull cycle, the signal came in at 10,000. I'm sorry, 11,000. And then if we're looking at it currently, you're somewhere around 12,000. So that's a 10% move. 35, so 3,500. So we've already done far better than we did in this one over here. Okay, let's go back to take a look at see if we can see the previous ones. We have to do some magic. No, I don't know why it's not doing it, but the previous one was I think it was right here. So December 2016, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1,200. You bought at 900. So a 20% gain. So we're a little bit hot coming out of the gate here. 3,500, 10% would be, I'm sorry, 35,000, 20% of 7,000. So that was a 15,000. Yeah, that's a big move. So we're cooking. We're already cooking. Definitely should expect that pullback to be strong. Okay, expect things to get a little crazy. I'm expecting things to get really crazy. I don't mean on the downside. I just mean in volatility. I'm expecting this one to be a very volatile one. So do expect 30 to 50% pullbacks. And that's why I started with a very small account so that I could sit through and build up into something meaningful that at the end of the cycle is done some big stuff, and things are going to happen between now and then that I'm going to add money to my account. Okay, so that's where we are on the big picture. Let's take a look at sectors right now. No sector has an entry. Everything is flat. Every sector, let's see. Layer 2's still long, hasn't exited yet. Memes exited. Layer 1's still long. DeFi infrastructure still long. Nothing going on in games right now. Let's do zero knowledge. ZKs flat. NFTs. So NFTs and games are very similar, and they're both very long right now. And again, so exchange tokens are flat. So what's long right now? What is the sectors that we should be that are still long? We've got layer 1s. Got layer 2s. We've got, let me double check. Is that right? Layer 1s and 2s. Layer 2s. Yes, layer 2s and 1s. We have game infra, and we got NFT infra, which is very similar to the same thing. Look at what we're talking about here. Layer 1s and layer 2s. So we're talking about Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin, those type of names. You can go to CoinGecko and look at the Let's go layer ones and see what they're in. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Solana, Cardano, Avalanche, Tron, Polkadot. These ones, these layer ones, that's what we're talking about when we're saying layer ones. Now let's go to layer twos. Layer two. There you go. And so Polygon, Optimism, Immutable, Arbitrum, Mantle, Metis, Scale. So these things. Let's go to like an NFT. NFT. So this is the technologies that support NFT, ICP, Immutable, Render. Immutable showed up a couple of places. So keep that in your mind. Flow, Axie, those are NFTs infrastructure. And then we get to gaming, GameFi, and we should probably see some overlap. ICP again, Immutable, Axie, Beam. So a lot of these names show up again and again. Okay, so that's a clue that some of those names are going to be of interest. So what I'm going to do from here is I have a shopping list that I created and I shared. So we've got Link, we got Injective, we got Internet Computer, we got Mutable, we got Solana, we got Ethereum, we got Bitcoin, we got AVAX, we got TIA, and we got Arbitrum. TIA, I forgot what TIA, CompTIA or something. No, that's something else. I can't remember the name. I got 9 out of 10 or whatever it is. And so each one of these, Link, Injective, ICP, each one of these has levels that I would be looking to buy right now. So let's kind of do Jan 2024. Okay. If we put in new highs, I'll change basically I'll just keep changing these. We'll keep updating these, and I'm going to build this spreadsheet out a little bit better. But again, when we're looking at what's going on in the market in crypto, where we want to be, we already have our long signals in layer ones. So then we just go down, our shopping list. So the first layer one that would be on our list would either be Bitcoin or Ethereum. Ethereum's already in a buy. Okay, that fired off. And so if you bought it when it fired off, that would have been at 2644. Okay, so when that signal fires, now let me show you the method that I get these key levels. It's simple, very, very simple. There's nothing fancy about it. It's the Fibonacci levels. And I just kind of drew a line in the sand and said, let's use Coinbase prices for everything. Okay, let me turn off our algo and let's just go with this. Okay, actually this one would be it here. It's the one button. This is the one. Okay, so Ethereum would have been a buy there. Let's go take a look at Ethereum. So when did I make that? That must have been over here. Yes, it would have been over here. Yes, somewhere around there was where I would have done it. Now, if you're aggressive, you could have done it here or here. This is where I did it. Yeah, 24 there. So it did come down and hit it. Sorry, I just had to clarify for myself. So Ethereum, first level, 2096. No, that would have been over here, wouldn't it? And the high hadn't been in place yet. So when I built it, it probably was like, yes, it would have been here. So Ethereum's got a new one now with that new breakout. So let me update my Ethereum shopping list, by the way, because it actually hit perfectly today. And I need to acknowledge that. Updated. /19. Okay, so for Ethereum, this is the levels I'm going to use. And I'm going to go with 2482, 2408. And then the lower one would be 2335. spell updated correctly, guys. All right, so this is a new one, and that one actually fired. So let me highlight that one actually fired at 50%. Actually, let me do it like that. That way it's, I need to code this so that it doesn't, I want it to fire on its own, just say, hey, we're there. But that's where we're looking at on Ethereum, okay? So today or anywhere, this would have been a good place to buy. Ideally, what I'm looking for is the 61.8s. If I don't get them, I don't get them. But since we already have an entry on this, and if you wanted to come in and take this trade to add to your current position, it basically came back to its entry and then has reacted excellently so far up off of that level. Okay, I'm actually just going to go down my list. It's going to be easier. So let's start with Link now. Let's go with Link. Okay. Link. $13, $13, $11, $7, $10, $3. Yep. So about right there. It looks like we had a new high since I put that together. Or I just didn't do it as accurate. But Link, nowhere near coming back to its support area at 38.2. One thing to note is I prefer 61.8 retracements on to buy from. So Fibonacci's, I don't want to get too much detail. If you want to learn about Fibonacci's, do some research on them. But Fibonacci levels, basically, from the low point to the high point, the main one is 50%. A 50% retracement is usually half back. There's a lot of people that just do that. From a low to a high, they'll put a buy at the 50% level, and they don't even use Fibonacci's to do it. Fibonacci is a math sequence that basically adds its current number to its previous number. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 3, 2, 5, 5, 3, 8, 8, 5, 13, 13, 8, 21, 21, 8, 30, whatever. You know, it just keeps adding it. And then there's a pullback sequence and whatever. And a lot of people swear by them. I just know that people use them. So that's why I use them. So there's no other reason for me to use these than that. So that's a level. These are levels I'd be looking at on Link. Okay. I don't think that's changed. Let's look at Injective. Now I just want to make sure I'm using Coinbase data for all of these. Injective 30, 25, 21. So we have not come back to it. So 33. It actually came close there though. Let's go to where the first pullback. Is that it? Maybe we even want to go here. That's the one. That's going to be the, you can either use this, the 30, but because of the strength, I would probably take the, it's very subjective, this stuff, by the way. So 33, 30, and 26. For me, I want to be buying at 61.8 levels. So just down in here. So if we had a price drop all the way down to 27, let's say, on Injective, I would be a buyer. Until then, not. ICP 11, 9, and 8. Okay, so ICP did it. Let's see. Okay, let's do probably a little lower. Yep, 11, 9, and 8-ish. So it's right there. ICP came down. Everything's come down to the highest. We've not seen anything drop into the 61.8 yet. What does that tell us? I'm just going to put some notes on my chart here too, by the way. So these are the things that are moving. 38.2 and 50% have been tested. Pretty common on this sell-off, okay? So if I'm going to keep going and see if we have any others that go. IMX. This is going to give us a picture of like what's happening in the space. Okay, I am at 38.2%. Again, let's see what numbers I put on there. 179, 154, 129. Yep, 179.5. Okay, so this is it. Yep, this area. Another one at 38.2. We have not gone all the way down to 50%, and we have not gone down to 61.8 on anything yet. Solana. $84, 71, 59. Okay, that's it. We haven't even actually gone to 38.2 yet. We've done it 1, 2, 3 other times after it went from, 20 to 120. But it has found support every time here. What this means is that if it does break, it will break hard. But if it holds, this is one of the strongest of all of them. I may have to exit a trade here. I do. So market. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had a NASDAQ trade that I had to exit real quick. So Solana, I'm going to take this note too. This is interesting. So Solana has, back to it, Solana has tested this 38.2. Actually, it hasn't really, but people believe that to be yes, it has. Okay, close enough. So I'm going to change 87, 73, 60. Across the board, we've seen these levels hit. Who knows if we're going to see anything else? I'm going to call 50 on the link. 11.7. As far as I'm concerned, this 38.2 from the beginning of the bull market. Reason I'm doing from the beginning of the bull market is because it is. We have not done it on Bitcoin yet, have we? Yeah, we have not. But we may want to do like here. So I'll just pull it up. So what's next? We did Solana, done Ethereum. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's in a buy. So depending on where we put our breakout, if it's here, then we barely come to it. If we do our, breakout being here, then we have 38.2 and we are reacting up off it right now. That's probably why Bitcoin is rallying, is at 38.2. So I'll call that a good one. Sorry, 40 update. Because this shows to me that they have they're using that one. So 45.36. So I'm going to update that. That's why I'm updating it. And 37.861. And then 35.186. Everything on the list has retraced to first level. Okay. Some notes. Got it. Okay. AVAX. Let's have a look at AVAX. See if I'm algo went long anything. No algos. Okay. Double check on the ETH BTC algos. Nothing along there either. All right. Well, good times. AVAX. Okay. From 34, 29, 24. Okay. AVAX actually, I want to note this. Below. Wonder why. So if I put that up at the breakout, it actually is the 50. So you can see where these kind of line up, and 61.8 on that area. See how they kind of overlap? So that's weak in my mind. It's the only one that I recall going. No, wait, let's look at let's look at Link. Link went below it too, so, but that was 2 weeks ago. Hasn't done there since. So that's interesting. Celestia, that's the name of it. This one's really hard to get a buy level off of because, geez, it's just straight up. So on this one, 16, 15, 13. I'm going to go 16, 15, and 13 on Celestia. I'm going to update that. So 16, 4, 15, 15. And the bottom one, let's call that 13.8. 38.2 was hit. And Arbitrum would be the last one I'm looking at here. Celestia really strong. Look at this. Celestia ripped higher. I want that to be known as the strongest. That's good to know. Strongest of them all was Celestia. You want to own Celestia. And there you go. You had your entry at 13. It came back, bounced off of 16. You want to own it, I think. In my opinion, this is one you really want to own. Let's see how far back we can get on Celestia. We might be able to get off Binance. I think it was all released at the same time, wasn't it? Maybe Kraken. Bybit. Okay, they were all released at the same time. Okay, ARB. That was the last one. BUSD, Coinbase. So my levels, I think we start here. Let's have a look what I wrote. You can see that if that's the level, we bounced off 38.2. That's nice. 1.6. So this is a new level because we put in a new high since I created these. So that's 1.78. 1.78. Sometimes these labels are just a pain in the butt. 1.58. And was the last one? 1.39. Okay, so summary here on everything is AVAX did. Of course it did. Yeah, AVAX did. I didn't highlight it. Of our portfolio, AVAX was the weakest, and TIA was the strongest. I would say AVAX and Link, actually. Okay, so right now, if you are in the system, if you're using the algo, you're using our everything we're doing with this, like me, what I'm doing is nothing. I am absolutely doing nothing, but everybody wants a shopping list. Everybody wants to come in and buy something at this huge discount, especially after getting if you were buying all up here and you're hurt and you just went to cash or something, then maybe, now's the time to do it. But for me, I am still in all my positions as advertised. And here's one other that I am in. I'm in this one, LCXUSD. Let's maybe on Coinbase. Make sure that's the one I'm in. Yeah, that is it. Oh, what am I doing? Kraken. Okay, sorry. I was looking at the 2-week one. I got in on this one, Liechtenstein Currency Exchange or something like that. I get in on this one earlier this week, and it ripped, and it has held that rip the entire time. So if we're looking at our levels to hold, it's come nowhere near it. In fact, it just put in a new all-time high while everything else was going down. I don't know if that's good or bad, but let's see if this is, it's rebounding like everybody else, just not nearly as strong as everybody else. Like that's a Bitcoin rebound. Let's look at Solana rebound from 87 all the way up to 94.5. Let's look at TIA. Went down to 16, all the way up to 18. Big move. So the summary here that I want to take away from all of this is that right now, if you're looking to buy, you're looking for layer ones, layer twos, game infrastructure, and FT infrastructure. You're looking for me, I'm looking for a 61.8% rejection. So 38.2% have been tested. So I am buying at 61.8% of anything that goes down. So, or the other thing I'm not going in and buying any of this dump shopping list. I've been asked to build it. And people want that. So, people want this. So, here you are. Here's your shopping list. I'm going to update it. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to do some better stuff to it for everybody. So ideally what I'm going to do is like current price, and then it'll be right here. And then that'll be this will automatically change color if this thing has ever been seen or is currently being seen or something like that. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'll figure it out. Double check my algos. I need to turn all algos off, I think, right now because no, it's still early. Okay, gold is, this one's, okay, all algos are off right now. Time frame is dead. I just got to make sure I turn NASDAQ off by the end of the day. Okay. I think that's all I wanted to cover here. If you're not a member of the private crypto group, a lot of this stuff might not make sense to you. This is specifically for us. There's a handful of spots still available. It is that very expensive group. There's only going to be a restricted number of people. I sent this out to that group, not this video, but these numbers and this data. I've sent it out to them ahead of time. So today's bounce, they were positioned to buy it. I still, even though I didn't do any buying, I would not be doing any buying until we get down into 61.8. Now, if that doesn't happen and we start pushing our longs start firing again, all the sectors start firing, everything keeps going, I know that what I want to own Solana and Celestia, and AVAX and Link are kind of lower on my list of shopping things. They did not perform the way that Solana and Celestia did. For what it's worth, I have a price target on Solana here within the next few months at 700 to 850. So I want to be buying Solana. If I can get down to this level, I would be buying Solana. I would be buying Solana. In fact, I bought at 99. So I am a little bit front running. I'm waiting for a new buy signal on Solana, by the way, on the system. This was a infrastructure play on my part. When this signal fires again, I will not be buying a 61.8 on. Let me clarify. I will not be buying a 61.8 on Solana on a pullback. I don't believe. I'm already positioned. And I don't believe that it's whatever. That's a 40-point range. Not really that big of a deal to me. Depending on where I am with capital and how long it takes to get down there, if it does, would be something of interest to, change my mind. But between now and then, if this turns and we start sending from here, the only thing I will be doing is when the algo fires, I will take the algo trade and add to my position. If it goes down into here, we'll reconsider about adding to it or doing other things to it. And, as more capital comes into my crypto account from outside sources, I may want to put trades on here. But at this moment that we're speaking right now, I'm likely not going to be adding anything to Solana if it gets down to there. I will be waiting for the long algo signal. TIA is still in it. If TIA comes down to there, boy, am I going to buy that. So that's that. Now, let's take a look real quick at the market. So this is Ethereum, Bitcoin, total two. So that's Bitcoin and Ethereum. The whole market excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, I believe. Is that right? Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? And then total three is excluding Bitcoin, just excluding Bitcoin. Okay, total two is the whole market excluding Bitcoin. Total three is Bitcoin excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then there's others, which is, in my mind, one of the better ways to look at altcoins, the shit altcoins. Everything is recovering together. If we look at today, we can see who's performing. Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum and all the shit coins. So we're heading into the weekend. I do want to point out that we had the Bitcoin ETF, and there was just, I'll acknowledge this whole thing. If you don't know about it, the ETF came out, and GBTC, which was the Grayscale Trust Bitcoin, which had been traded for the last couple of years, and they charged a 2% management fee to do that. And that 2% management fee, now that there's all these ETFs out there, they're charging like 25 basis points. 2% is 200 basis points. So like Fidelity and BlackRock and ARK and everybody, 11 companies launched an ETF last week, and GBTC was the most expensive. So what happened is, they had GBTC had the huge amounts of Bitcoin, and so whenever somebody would sell on GBTC, they had to sell the Bitcoin because it was a 1-to-1. So you sell, like you had $1,000 in GBTC and you sell it, they have to go sell $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. So there were huge outflows of Bitcoin for the last week because you were paying 2% for a 2% premium for a product that you could get for like, in some instances, they're not even charging a management fee for the first 6 months or the first like 6 billion people, that $6 billion that invested. So there's huge fee wars going on right there that you could totally have beaten. And so all that is to say, they're selling GBTC. People are seeing the selling going into GBTC, and they're just monitoring. Is it going into BlackRock? BlackRock. Is it going into Fidelity? Is it equaling out? Also, you have to understand, some people have been in GBTC for years, and they might be willing to take that capital gains hit and, maybe just say, all right, well, let me see what's going on. Let me see, I sell Bitcoin at GBTC at $50 and it's trading at $37, $38 right now. Well, let me just wait. So this is the IPO, priced at whatever, $44, I think it comes out, currently trading at 37, and it's starting to get a bid. So it's back to the price levels that before the ETF. So it looks like people are just buying. So let's go IBIT maybe. You can see they've only been out for a week, right? But everybody's rallying right now, 2.5% rally on that. And you can see there's a 2.5% rally on GBTC. It should, once the outflows are done, and that's probably what sparked this rally here. Once these outflows are done, it should start Bitcoin getting back to normal. Our algorithm is long Bitcoin right now. So, these dips are buyable if you're interested using our system. And that's pretty much it. That's what I got. I'll upload this, and hopefully we're starting into the weekend. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Love you all. Bye.